Hi, I'm Hannah Jorgensen. I'm in Period 5, and this is my Sense of Self project. When Mr. Corling first assigned this project, I thought to myself how hard it was going to be. But then I remembered how much I love to talk about self-identity with my friends and my family, and frankly, I like to talk about myself. It is an important aspect of life, so this video will be about me diving deeper into those self-identity concepts, and questioning what makes me, me. And a forewarning, this video will be very opinionated and possibly biased. But at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, among many. Each person can have vastly different ideas and identities. It's what makes them them. So without further ado, here are mine. I would like to first start out by talking about who I was when I was much younger. Ever since I was a little kid, people would tell me that I was an old soul. When you're just 6 years old and someone tells you that, you have no clue what it means. I didn't know. So, what is an old soul? Well, it is a person who is very wise beyond their years. People of strong emotional stability, thus gaining more wisdom than the average person. And I still didn't know how that applied to me until this year, but I'll get onto that later. I was a very quiet baby. I loved to sleep. I would smile much more than I would cry. My parents adored me for that. Then, once I was in preschool, I continued those practices. I liked my personal space. I slept often. I would actually sleep during nap time. And I would rarely throw fits. However, I did struggle from separation anxiety from my parents for a really long time. I think the anxiety that I had when I was younger shaped me to who I am today. I asked my mom and dad to describe what I was like growing up, my most notable characteristics that stood out. My mom told me that as a child, as early as preschool, I was very empathetic towards others. If someone was feeling sad, I would pick up on it and try to help them. Or if someone was anxious, I would try to help. However, I was never up in their face about it, like other preschoolers and little kids might be. I respected personal space, but I was extremely empathetic as a child. My preschool teacher picked up on it as well. She told my mom that I was one of the most mature preschoolers she had ever been with, that I was so aware of other people's feelings and emotions. I was emotionally mature, which translated to an old soul, like we went over. Friendship has had a major impact on me as well. It has taught me love, communication, loyalty, and honesty. I value loyalty and honesty above many things. I think they are the rock in any relationship. I met my best friends when I was 5 years old, and to this day, they are still my best friends. We have been through so many terrible things that should not happen to one group of girls. We have been through fights, heartbreak, assault, death, depression, betrayal. Just about every negative thing has happened to this group, but for the past 13 years, we have stuck by each other and handled each and every problem together. They have my back, and I have theirs, no matter what. Out of everyone in my life, that group has shaped me the most into who I am today. They have taught me that honesty and loyalty are two of the most important qualities a person can have. I am 17 years old now, and I think those childhood traits have gotten so much stronger in me. I am so similar to how I was as a child, but also so different. That separation anxiety that I mentioned earlier has gone away. Back in the 4th and 5th grade, I had extremely bad anxiety, and I had to go to therapy for it. The therapy helped, but at the end of the day, I was the one that changed it. There was one day where I had an epiphany. I told myself that I do not care what other people think, and I am strong enough on my own. I don't need anyone else. I am a strong believer in being self-sufficient. I think that humans can provide for themselves and be by themselves, and they can live a happy and successful life just as well as someone that has a partner. My friends, the ones that have taught me so much about myself, all suffer from codependency, which means that they rely on someone else all the time for their own happiness. I am quite the opposite. I do not need people, but I want people in my life. There are people that I enjoy having. However, I do not need anyone. I am sufficient on my own. That, I think, is an idea that stems from emotional maturity. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. This year, the old soul concept came back into play. I realized that so many people lack empathy for others. They do not see both sides of the story. They are so closed-minded and only one-sided. I'm a realistic thinker, but not necessarily closed-minded. Those are two very different things. In every situation, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I do truly empathize with each person. I have my own opinions and beliefs, but that does not stop my empathy. I have been heartbroken many times, but I always try to look at it from their point of view. I do not blame them because everyone is going through their own struggles in life. We're only human, and we're trying our best, so have some empathy. When I look at myself right now, I see many different characteristics. I'm empathetic, honest, loyal, intelligent, courageous, confident, adventurous, athletic, assertive, and hardworking. Those are some of my personality traits. But that is only one part of what makes me, me. I think I picked up some of those traits because I was born like that, but also the people that I surround myself with, and society has shaped me into some of these traits. So, would I still be me if I was stripped of these characteristics? I think this is where nature versus nurture comes into play, and I will answer that question in a moment. So, nature versus nurture, that argument involves whether human behavior comes from the environment in which they live in throughout their life, or the person's genes. So, were they born that way, or is society shaping them? I think that it could be a mixture of both. In my case, I showed some of those characteristics that I carry with me still when I was very young, like my empathetic side. I think I was born with that. However, I think many parts of me have been shaped by experiences and people that I've had in my life. I handle certain situations from experience from past situations, and there are certain things that are appropriate to do in society and certain things that are not appropriate to do in society. I think I reflect on certain ways because I have been taught to do that. Certain events in my life have trained me into reacting in specific ways. So, if I was stripped of not only the characteristics I was born with, but also the behaviors that I have picked up in life, would I still be me? Well, physically, yes. My body, still Hannah. When people see me, oh, like, that's Hannah. But mentally, I think no. Characteristics, traits, and beliefs all go hand in hand. For example, my empathy is all three of those things. It is a characteristic I have. I think it is a trait that other people see in me, and I think it is a trait that I want to see in others. And others can benefit from my empathy, and I can benefit from others' empathy. And it's a belief because I think that that is the best option to go about certain things. I think that more humans need to show empathy towards others. I feel very strongly about that. I don't understand people that do not show empathy and never put themselves in other people's shoes. They play the victim role. They think that it is only about them, and I do not like people like that. I don't understand where that is coming from. So it is a belief in that way. So I think that if characteristics, like the rest of my characteristics were changed, not only empathy, I do not think that I would be me. I think that physically I would still be here. My body would still be here. People can look at me, but mentally, if they talk to me, I would be a different person, I guess. I would no longer be me. Those three things, characteristics, traits, and beliefs, are what I believe make a person truly them. I think they even rule over past experiences and memories. I think that they're arguably the most important thing about a person. Going into memories, which also make up a person, are also important. So, if the devil came to you and said, would you like to keep your beliefs or characteristics but lose your memories? Or would you like to keep your memories but lose those beliefs and characteristics? You would most likely say the second answer. Memories are extremely important. However, they are things of the past. The memory itself cannot affect the future. You can learn from your past mistakes, but it's up to you if you would like to change that. For example, my great-grandpa suffers from dementia. He does not remember very many of my family members' names. He's forgotten many things in his past. He doesn't know who I am. But when I see him, when I talk to him, he's the same stubborn, fearless man that I knew even before he lost his memories. He doesn't know Hannah. He doesn't know me. He forgot. But when I look at him, I still see my grandpa because he still has all of those characteristics and beliefs, even though he doesn't have his memory. To me, that proves that memories are important, but they are not necessarily vital in making up you. So going with memories, my opinion kind of contradicts what we have seen in Westworld. The main thing so far is mainly about memories, I think. It's wiping the robot's memories or unlocking other memories from past lives that these robots may have had. I think those memories are then unlocking traits that they forgot they had because it was in a past life. But I think the robot memories in this show are very different from actual human memories in a way that how we respond and act on those memories. I think in the show they're a lot more prominent to the character than it would be for a human. I think these traits that we have do not stem from memories like the show might perceive. These traits are a completely different part of us. The show robots are too different from actual humans. I strongly believe that memories are not the most important part of what makes up human identity. So, in class we went over many ideas about what makes me, me. I would like to address the most relevant and important questions that I found and share my opinions on each question. So, first, if I forget how to do certain things that I used to do because of an injury or old age, am I still me? Yes, I went over that with my grandpa example. I think that memories don't define all of us. Next, is my ability to remember myself at different points in the past me? Yes. I think that you are living your own memories. They are your personal memories, your brain, what you saw. You are reliving those events in the past. I think that is just a past version of you. I would say, yes, those points, those memories are you. Is my ability to value things, to perceive good and bad me? Yes, that goes directly along with my importance of characteristics and beliefs. I think that your ability to value things is the most important thing about you, and it is what makes you you. It is your strong beliefs, and that is what makes you you. It defines you as a person. I have talked about why characteristics and beliefs are so important to me, and now I would like to jump into my own future. In 10 years from now, I will be 27. Hopefully, I will have a job as a teacher, and I will have traveled to some of the many national parks that I would like to see in the United States. I hope that I am friends with my childhood best friends still. Maybe one of them will have a kid by then. In the next decade, I want to grow even more as a person, expand my beliefs, and pursue my passions. That is what makes me me. I want to help others and teach humans to be more empathetic. That's the sole reason why I want to be a teacher. I want to shape the next generation into empathetic and strong leaders. In 20 years, I will be 37. I hope that by then I will have traveled the world and seen everything or most of everything that I want to see. I hope that I will have met the man of my dreams and that I will have 3 boys running around on our ranch in the mountains in Montana. I will teach them that they're all there is to teach. I want them to be independent men that are kind and not afraid to face whatever life throws at them. I will be looking back at my younger years and glad that I followed my dreams, glad that I lived my life to the fullest and did what I wanted to do. In 30 years, I will be 47. Hopefully the world has gotten global warming under control by then so I can make it to 47. I will be quite a few years into my career and I hope that I am happy with my husband. I want my children, not just my own children, but my students to be doing well and pursuing their own passions. I hope that they too learn how important their own beliefs are. I hope that every student that comes through my classrooms knows that they are loved. They are important, they are strong, and they only need themselves. Life is crazy, but life is short. Do not dwell on the past because you cannot change it. Be kind to others. Explore this earth. Laugh. Cry. Do whatever makes you you. At the end of the day, self-identity is an extremely subjective idea. No answer is wrong. These are my beliefs, and these are what makes me, me. Thank you for listening.